Big shout to the ghosts and the ghost sets. On this episode, we talk about the true meanings of the 1, 2, and 3-piece patch setup for any motorcycle club from RC all the way to 1% clubs, and we get into it on this episode of Demons Row TV. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby. Big shout to the ghosts and the ghost sets. Welcome to Demons Row TV, the holy grail of MC culture, where we cover everything motorcycle and motorcycle club involved. I'm Sos the Ghost. I'm your host for the evening, and today we're going to talk about all patch setups. People always have questions about patches. Is this patch okay? Is that patch okay? Is it okay if I wear a 3-piece patch? Why is it a problem if I put a New York on the bottom? You know, where does all this stem from? Why is it a problem? What is the proper way that I could set up my patches so my club doesn't get into a situation? A lot of people are starting out a riding club. They want to just throw one big patch and like where they're from on the bottom. What's the issue with that? What is the proper protocol when it comes down to rocking a 1-piece, 2-piece, 3-piece patch for any club? We're going to break that down, and we're going to look at this article that I saw about the way that it's supposed to be, and then we're going to talk about the way that it really is. There's a lot of myths on this topic, but the first thing I want you to do, like we always do on this channel, is to hit me with that pound ghosting, and that lets me know you're alive and well, sitting on tools, doing what you do, or just part of the Demons Row community, one of my ghosts. Shout to all my new subscribers. Welcome to the row. Make sure you hit that bell so you get the notification if you want to learn about this culture, about MCs, about motorcycle culture. Follow us on Instagram at Demons Row, at Sos the Ghost _. We got the new Ghosts Against the Machine t-shirts out now. They are underneath every video, and I will do a separate video breaking down the meaning of those when I get these patches coming in. But let's get into it. So I read this article and I want to break it down for you, and it says the true meanings of 1, 2, and 3-piece patches. One item that lets you know you're a member of a motorcycle club is the club patch or colors. All club patches vary in name, color, size, and design, but everyone has a meaning. To understand a club's patch or understanding the hierarchy in the biker community, you must do your homework on that club. The following is what has been widely talked about, passed on, written in books. Let's pause that right there. I just want to say something about the written in books part. A lot of people have perspectives of certain Diamond Club members that have written books. You got to understand that if a national president or somebody that was a president is talking about a diamond club, a 1%er club, you have to understand that the things that you're hearing about on those books are made for public ears, not inside ears. So you can't act like you know something about that person just through that, because I know certain people go off what the person said directly, and I understand that and I respect that, but just understand when they're speaking, they're also speaking to an audience that has police and all those other types, so you got to take certain things with a grain of salt. He also said listed on the internet and taught to the police for many years. So, you know, he's talking from an infiltrator perspective. That's another thing, you know, me personally being in a diamond club myself, anything that you hear from me on here is from personal experience of me seeing stuff. So I'll only tell you my perspective on what I have seen. What someone else has gone through in another territory is whatever they went through, and that's their story. I can only tell my story. So it says 1-piece patch club, small law-abiding club. Now, we're going to break this down right here. There's a misconception that just because you have a 1-piece patch, automatically you're not an outlaw club. That is not true. There are diamond clubs that have 1-piece patch. There are diamond clubs that don't care about a bottom rocker. So everything isn't always the same in every situation. So I understand that, like, this is the way they look at it. And listen, you don't have to be a law-abiding club if you have a one-piece patch. You could do any type of crime and have one big patch. So that's definitely not true. And I know what this article is saying, that that's how it's supposed to be, and that in itself could be true, but there are diamond clubs that just have one big patch. So you can't say that it's just a small law-abiding club. And not to say that 1% of clubs are committing crimes. What it is saying is that it's not a law-abiding club, aka a Lemc or something like that. Two-piece patch club, support club for the 1% clubs. This I don't agree with, because the majority of support clubs are three-piece patch clubs. That's the majority. Are there two-piece support clubs? Yes. Also, when you say two-piece support club, you have to be careful when you say that, because there are diamond clubs that are two-piece patch clubs. Those are not support clubs. Those are actual 1%er clubs. So to say that a two-piece patch is a support club is incorrect. Now, can it be a support club? Yes, it can. Is that the way it's supposed to be aligned? I get that point. But there are diamond clubs with two-piece patch. There are outlaw clubs with two-piece patch. It just depends on where you live. Then it says three-piece patch club, large outlaw motorcycle club, and in parentheses it says criminal organization. So this is coming directly from someone that is not in a club and they don't understand how clubs work. And when it comes to three-piece patch clubs, there are Lemcs with three-piece patches. There are, regular MCs that got three-piece patches. It is not how it used to be. It is very watered down. There are a lot of MCs that are running around and they do have a state on the bottom of their bottom rocker, and they're not in a diamond club. They're in an outlaw club. Some regular clubs just have it. It's a lot different now. It just really depends on where you live. If you live in an area where it's zero tolerance, then that's why you won't see it. Now it says the 1% diamond worn by the outlaw clubs. And that's one thing I want people to understand too. When we're talking about outlaw clubs, three-piece patch outlaw clubs and diamond clubs is different. That diamond is only held by 1% of clubs. But there are a lot of outlaw clubs out here that are the real deal, but they just don't rock with a diamond. I know outlaw clubs that have ran whole towns. Most of the times they do, where there is no 1% club that really holds it down. And a lot of them now are starting to put on a diamond because they've been holding down their territory for so long. It's almost like, why would we not hold a diamond? This is our territory, so a lot of that goes on right now in different territories. You will see it. So it says, while this may be the truth in some parts of the country, it is by no means a standard. This should not be believed or thought of as a standard. So that's good. He's at least breaking it down. So he does have some knowledge. Each club needs to be looked at individually. Each club additionally needs to be evaluated for the activity that they're involved in. Some clubs are involved in legal activities, and some are involved in illegal activities, and some are involved in both. And that's the real truth. Like, when it comes to, let's really break down 1% of clubs and what goes on. It is not a criminal organization. And I've been saying this for a long time. A criminal organization to me is when you sit down at the table and you all conspire together to a certain goal. That is not how 1% clubs work. Now, are there 1% clubs that have done it before? Yes, there are. That is the truth. There are chapters, not entire clubs, that have decided to hustle, sell drugs, whatever it is, whatever their drug of choice was, and whatever they did to get their money, or it could be nothing involving drugs. It has happened before, but the club as a whole has never been a criminal organization. There's no such thing as a club that is just a network and it's all, as soon as you get in, you don't have a job, you're criminal, you're a full-time criminal, and you move shipments and this is what you do. That is false. 1%ers work jobs like everybody else, and that's the proof. How many of you in the comments, let me know in the comments, how many of you actually work with a 1%er? Go to a spot where a 1%er works That proves right there it's not a criminal organization. If you're in a criminal organization, you're not working a 9-to-5 job. You're not working at a Harley dealer fixing bikes when you're in a criminal organization, unless you're like, doing it for fun and it's on your leisure. But you're not working 9 to 5 and being in a criminal organization. And believe me, I'm telling you from experience, being inside the circles, it is not the way people make it seem. So then he says, just because a one-piece patch club is listed above as a law-abiding club doesn't mean they aren't committing crimes. And then he has a picture of the El Farostero MC. So, automatically they try to put it where a person has to be committing crimes if they're in a 1% club, which is nonsense. It really is. Additionally, because 3-piece patch club is listed as an outlaw club doesn't mean they're committing crimes. So I appreciate the fact that he actually said that, because a lot of these articles are not keeping it 100% true. So what is the true meaning of the 1, 2, and 3-piece patch? The real truth is there is no truth. You could go to one place and the diamonds that run everything are wearing a 1-piece patch. The diamonds are running with a 2-piece or a 3-piece traditional. It doesn't really matter. It depends on where you live. You could go somewhere right now and there's a Christian club with a diamond on. Yes, go to California, go to certain areas. Christians have diamonds on. You could go somewhere like the Redrum MC and see a 13.5 diamond. There's so many different situations. It depends on where you live, what the situation is, where you're at. There's so many different scenarios how this could play out. So the true meaning of the 1, 2, and 3-piece patch to me is there is no meaning. Let me know in the comments what you think. What is it like where you're from? Give me a pound where you're from so I know what perspective you're speaking from too, because some people are speaking from the Midwest and it's never like that over here and stuff like that. You got to understand, everything is different everywhere you go, and you could be a tough guy in Indiana or Chicago or wherever you're from, and then you could come to New York and you can't even wear your colors, or you could go to California and you can't even wear your colors, or it's gonna go bad for you. And a lot of people talk, but they're not really understanding how this culture works. I move around a lot of places. I'll be in California in a couple days. Trust me when I tell you, I'm versed in East Coast culture, but I know the West too. I've spent time on both sides. So there we go. 1, 2, 3-piece patches broke down. If you want to support the row, we got these right now. They're called the Ghost Against the Machine. New shirts that are coming out right now. They are underneath every video, so you'll see it. If you click on any video, this video right now, it is underneath, and is a fist. It's a zombie fist, and it's an upside down pyramid, because that is my thing. It is anti-Illuminati, anti-establishment, anti-gov, and it's about unification. If you believe in unifying, and if you believe that we're stronger together, support the shirts. That's what this is about. The fist, the zombie fist, because a lot of these people out here are zombies and we need to wake them up. So if you want to support the show, get those. And thank you for tuning in to Demons Row TV, the holy grail of MC culture. Like, subscribe, and comment. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby.